then the final process before we totally detail Snowball out is to go ahead and stylize his head. Now he's got a little round head, very low maintenance, very easy to take care of, and also his ears are trimmed to the level of his nose. So that's going to make it so that he's not picking up and eating, putting his ears in his food dish when he's eating or drinking water. Also, these little guys, they get their messages by sniffing the ground, and because his ears are level with his nose, his ears aren't sweeping the ground as he's picking up all his messages from the neighbors. So we're going to go ahead and stylize his head. I am going to use a guard comb over. This happens to be a 30 blade. This is one of the metal guard combs. These are somewhat newer out on the market. They're wonderful. And this is all the different guard combs have got a little different length left to them, but this is going to leave us maybe about an inch of length on the top of the head. Not super long, but easy to take care of, and it's going to blend nicely with the rest of his body. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this from his occiput forward. I'm going to pull this from his occiput forward right over the top of his head. I'm going to hold his little ears down so I don't accidentally pull that coat into the blade. And then I'm going to go ahead and slide right down the sides of his face. I'll do the other side in a minute. Turn, Snowball. I'm going to slide this just right down the sides of his face. Go ahead and take him out of his safety loop for a moment. I'm going to check the junction between the neck and the headpiece. I'm also going to look underneath these ears, this long hair right here. It's falling asleep on me. Check that junction point right behind his ears. And then I like to lift their chin up and just get a little bit on the underside, right in that throat area. And that's going to take care of most of the clipper work on this dog. And now we're going to go in and just detail him out with thinning shears, edges his eye area a little bit. We'll do that right now. We're going to do this with scissors. And I'm going to pull that hair right down in that stop area. Can you see that long hair? That little antenna? That needs to leave. What I want to do is just frame these eyes. He's got really pretty little brown eyes. A lot of expression. So I'm just going to go ahead and just scissor that eye area. What I want to do is create a little bit of a beveled edge. So I'm going to be real tight right above his eyelashes and his eyebrows, and then it's going to bevel out a little bit. Just frame that eye up. I'm going to grab my comb. I'm just going to comb up the sides of his face here and just scissor the edge. Just blend that in to the side cheeks that we've clipped in. Same thing with this side. Comb that coat up. Let me see if I turn my angle here. I'm going to comb this coat up, just scissor off the excess edges, round that up, blend that in nicely with the side coat that we've already trimmed in with the guard comb. And then I'm going to check all my work with the thinning shears. I'm going to comb that edge down over the eye one more time, and I want to check it for consistency. Oops, I'm seeing a little bit of long hair here, a little bit of long coat right here. We're just going to come in with the thinning shears and just buffer this line. These thinning shears are absolutely fabulous. They are your erasers of the pet stylist. Love thinning shears. They buffer, they soften, they make things look very soft and very natural. You get that little spot between his stop. I'm going to double check my line here and make sure that it's all nice and smooth and nicely blended. A little bit of an angle at the muzzle area down into the jawline and right back up. I'm paralleling his bone structure that's laying underneath his body here. Paralleling the bone structure of his jawline. I'll go ahead and do his other side. I want to comb all that coat down. And I'm looking for sharp lines. I'm going to parallel his jaw. And then I'm going to double check on top of his ears. And what I like to do is I just like to gently, not firmly pull the ears down, but just gently pull the ears down. And I don't want a sharp line over the top of the ear. I just want a very soft, natural line. So I'm just going to hit it softly with thinning shears and just create a little bit of definition. Sometimes you can just go in and kind of bump it with your scissors and you can pop that coat up enough to get it. Just create a nice soft little line. And then of course the ears need to be tidied up as well. I'm going to brush that coat down. I'm going to gently hold the ear in my open hand, and I'm just going to trim off the edges and give this dog a little rounded, soft rounded ear. And then I love the look of thinning shears. I love that soft, natural look. So I'm just going to go and soften that line a little bit. I think you can see the difference between one ear and the other. I've got a little long hair right underneath the jaw there. Watch that tongue as it's popping out. Sometimes you just hold with your finger right here just enough to keep them to shut their mouth so that tongue's not going to stick out. And then you always want to check this long part back in here as well. So when you're looking at this dog from all angles, that ear is nice and soft and rounded. Take that edge off that outer side here. And we'll go ahead and do his other ear. I'm going to brush all that ear out so all the coat is hanging down and straight, and I'm just going to lay that ear right in the palm of my hand, and my hand is open. I'm just going to trim off the excess. Give this dog just a nice little round beveled ear. And once I get it close, sometimes I'll fold the ear in half and you can see what you just hear, huh? Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to soften that whole edge with my thinning shears. These are also known as blending shears as well. So they're blending, they're softening and blending the line. And I'm going to fold it in half, just double check my work here. And then I always want to check and make sure my ears are level. That's still a little excess over on this side. Oh, Snowball. I'm just going to double check his expression, make sure we've got a cute little facial expression. He's definitely falling asleep on us. I love it when dogs are so relaxed that they just fall asleep in your hands. You can see he's just got a nice little facial expression.